In this video, we're going to go over characteristics, help you understand characteristics. I want to describe how characteristics describe facts, characteristics that are common to financial reports, and we're going to show how characteristics may be related. What you see here are two facts and the characteristics that relate to those two facts. You see the reporting entity characteristic, the legal entity characteristic, the period characteristic, and the concept characteristic. So we have fact number 1, which has a value of 2,000, which is a concept of revenues, and concept number 2, which has a value of 1,000, and you can see there the concept is net income. You can see that both of these facts have the same reporting entity. Both facts have the same legal entity. Both facts have the same period. The only thing that differentiates these two facts is the concept. One fact has the concept revenues, the other has the concept net income. That shows you how the fact, which have the values of 2,000 and 1,000, are described by the characteristics. Clearly, there are lots of different types of characteristics, but there are some characteristics that are very common to financial reporting. For example, the reporting entity, the reporting entity may be Microsoft, maybe Google, or some other entity. Another common characteristic is legal entity, where you could be reporting the consolidated entity or maybe a parent holding company. Another characteristic is report date, which may be the audit report date, a filing date, or some other date. Another is the reporting scenario. The fact could be actual, could be budgeted, could be forecast. Another common characteristic is the actual concept. Maybe you're reporting cash and cash equivalents, assets, inventory valuation method, or maybe nature of the business. Another is the period. Are you reporting a fact for December 31st, 2011, or is it for December 31st, 2010, or some other date? Another common characteristic is business segment. Is it for the consolidated entity? Is the fact relating to the consolidation eliminations, or is the fact relating to business segment ABC, or maybe business segment XYZ? Another common characteristic is the geographic area. For example, Europe, Asia, South America, or some other geographic area. And finally, we have the operating activities. For example, are the operations that you're talking about with the fact continuing operations? Are they discontinued operations? So there you have some of the common characteristics. And again, this is a subset of the common characteristics. There are more. And there are other characteristics that are not quite as common, and they may be very specific for very specific. I do want to mention the fact that characteristics may be related. I don't want to get into too much detail. There are other videos that explain this in detail. See the videos, relations between characteristics and relations between concepts. But in summary, characteristics may be related. You could have a partial set of characteristics where the set is not complete, therefore you can't add the characteristics. You could have a complete flat set of characteristics where you can add them and it's just a flat list. You could have a complete hierarchical list where you have, for example, maybe regions, and within each region you have countries. So you have a complete list, but it has some hierarchy in it. And finally, you could have a complete complex set of characteristics where there's just a very complex set of relations that the characteristics have between one another. But the main idea here is, I just want to give you a sense that characteristics may be related. And this is the spectrum of the types of relations that a characteristic can have. So that's it. In summary, We talked about characteristics. We said that characteristics describe facts. We mentioned some of the common characteristics to financial reports. And we mentioned the fact that characteristics may be related.